Yes, within the authorities there is a group of traitors, agents who are deliberately sabotaging the special military operation.
Abuse of official power, bullying of soldiers, extortion of money.
It is precisely these people who have sold out Russia who have betrayed the army.
They deceive the Supreme Commander-in-Chief, reporting false information, and the person is completely unaware of what is happening at the front, not at all.
I've always wondered, how does Shoigu sleep at night? What about you, Sergei? How do you sleep? After putting together such a team of professional thieves, do you sleep, eat, drink, go out, seeing the losses we have, the fact that we have no equipment?
Russia needs to be destroyed.
Breaking news, friends. Mass protests are starting in Russia and the Kremlin is being publicly accused.
And that's it, it's all going to start.
You'll be running away loudly like pigs, and no one will hear you, no one ever will.
Restoring order. They're trying to make 1917 happen to us again. They're trying to destabilize us from within to blow up our country.
War correspondents are demanding answers. Where are 1.5 million soldiers if there are no losses?
Let's not pretend that nothing is happening. The army has been sold out. The enemies are inside, sitting in offices, giving up addresses, giving up who needs to be killed, when and why.
Russian war correspondents and military propagandists are outraged that generals, deputy heads of the GRU, and the country's security officials are being eliminated right in the center of Moscow.
So far, no one has bothered to ensure the safety of people of such rank, of such scale. Perhaps this is even being done deliberately. We know this rotten system. I have said and will continue to say that the upper echelons of power are acting, a group of spies. And yes, within the authorities, there is a group of traitors, agents who are deliberately sabotaging the special military operation, who are deliberately destroying soldiers and officers, who are deliberately making sure that the country is slowly sinking. The only ally we have left is Belarus. All the others, through their weakness, deliberate weakness, they have pushed away from us towards stronger powers.
Russian soldiers, boys in their underwear, complain that they are being sent to slaughter, disposed of, and eliminated. Russian generals.
The blatant abuse of official power, the brutal physical beating of our soldiers, the systematic extortion of money, and the illegal withdrawing of cash from the bank cards of our fallen comrades, the 200s. We would like to see justice served.
They completely fucking block all communication.
Why are we even fighting at all? If they don't pay us, don't do anything at all. Honestly, I have no idea. Why are we even fighting? We're just losing people there.
Right now, I have only one question. And what am I dying for?
You'll be running loudly like pigs, and no one will hear you. No one ever.
Z-bloggers admit Kupiansk is lost, the Ministry of Defense is lying, the Kremlin, the General Staff, and Putin are not telling the truth.
The losses, they are actually real.
So many of our guys have died.
It's never enough for them because everything is run by thieves, you see. Crooks and thieves. Crooks and thieves. There's no other way to call them.
If peace comes and the defense programs are immediately cancelled, uncertainty will skyrocket, everything will fall apart, and even that will happen. Remember, bayonets in the ground? The end of World War I led to terrible disasters for the country.
It's all for show. Everything Shoigu created is just the army. May 9th. We couldn't protect the combat general we love, the one we respect. None of us could. Honestly, it's shameful when things like this happen. Combat generals are being shot in the back.
Z-bloggers admit that the Ministry of Defense is lying and Putin and the General Staff are just blatantly lying.
But what angers the Z supporters, war correspondents, and military the most is the lack of communications in the Rashist army. There's a catastrophe in Putin's army. The assault has been stopped. 500,000 Rashists without communications. The front has collapsed. Elon Musk has cut off Starlink for the Russians.
We would like to ask the subscribers of the VHTO Russian Spring Telegram channel for assistance to help us acquire communication equipment. At the moment, unfortunately, communications have gone down, Starlink is off, and we are left practically without any connection. If there is an opportunity, we would be very grateful.
But Russian war correspondents and the military are blaming everything on someone else. The Kremlin, Putin, the Ministry of Defense, corruption.
The same Starlink shutdown showed that we have nothing. There is no replacement for it because it's in space. They've practically destroyed everything, and nothing has been restored. Fools, corrupt officials, no, spies, agents, and traitors. It can't be any other way. And who took out billions of dollars right before the start of the special military operation? abroad, which were frozen, and before that, they were taking money out too. $1 trillion. And who took it out? Fools? No. Agents, spies. In
Russia, mass protests have begun. Not somewhere underground, but publicly, openly, out loud. And most importantly, it's not liberals or foreign agents who are protesting. It's the Z war correspondents and Z bloggers who are protesting, military regions and ordinary Russians.
It is absolutely freezing out here. We are honestly just freezing. And we are completely freezing to the bone.
A third of the heating and water supply pipelines are completely worn out. Well, basically all of them. Just look at St. Petersburg. Every now and then, they replace something. Boom, fountain.
What's the temperature?
And the temperature? You know, I've already gotten used to it because I sleep in felt boots as it happens.
And naturally, the question is, when will the USSR finally end for us?
And also Moscow and St. Petersburg.
The stores have closed down. I'm walking along Nevsky. The coffee shop is closed. The store is closed.
Closed. The clothing store is closed. Closed. For rent? Closed. For rent? Closed. For sale? Closed. And in general, renovations have been going on for a long time. For rent? Closed.
Moscow and St. Petersburg, where they turn off the internet. And yes, publicly, officials come out and say that they're turning into North Korea.
A cry from the heart. This is already a cry from the heart.
Turn off YouTube, turn off Instagram, turn off WhatsApp.
Make the shittiest internet in the world. We are not fucking North Korea, damn it. We're Russia, for fuck's sake. We don't need everything turned off.
No, there's already enough war in Russia. Enough. It's about time Russians had something to be happy about.
Yes, Kolya? Period?
An address to the president, Vladimir Vladimirovich. Stop all these wars.
How much longer can this go on? Maybe it's time to stop the war. Maybe it's time to stop the bloodshed. Maybe it's time to stop the sacrifices.
For the first time, the Z camp is asking a forbidden question. If there are no losses, then where are the 1.5 million Rashists?
However, the key question that arises is the following. 1.5 million people about whom a big question mark can be placed. I fully understand that one of our gaping holes, for example, is the so-called category of missing persons, which includes quite a lot of people, including those who ended up in the meat grinder assaults and so on. Moreover, I will now speak from the perspective of the Ministry of Defense, and I think this is directly related to the Minister of Entrepreneurship. Specifically, there is an effort to finally figure out what actually happened and to conduct a review of the losses, in fact, a review of the losses since the beginning of the special military operation. Nevertheless, the problem does exist. The problem, first of all, is the losses. Secondly, absolutely unjustified losses. I would also add here, it's not even about the butchers factor, not even about the meat assaults factor. There are also some very significant positive changes in the military system here. But the problem lies in the fact that even normal military units, even where every soldier is valued and cared for in certain cases for, well, objective reasons, when it's impossible, or for subjective reasons, suffer very heavy losses.
Why are soldiers sent to certain death? And why was Kupiansk taken, as Putin and Gerasimov said, and then lost?
Is the Supreme Commander-in-Chief being deceived, right? Can you imagine? A person who, by position, is the Supreme Commander-in-Chief is reporting falsehoods. And this person is completely unaware of what is happening at the front. Not at all. From the very beginning of the special military operation, he kept his distance from it. Basically, it was just the general staff handling things. The general staff was in charge. But now he has started to get involved. And he says things that simply do not correspond to reality, including about Kupiansk.
Kupiansk is a symbol of failure. The Kremlin took Kupiansk on paper and then the city was lost completely. Even Z bloggers on the internet admit this, though by accusing the Ministry of Defense of lying to the top. Kupiansk has become a symbol of the failure of Russian propaganda.
Let's take the situation with Kupiansk. This is what is being reported. What exactly was announced, Vladimir Vladimirovich? That everything is fine with us, that the Ukrainians are being surrounded there, and so on.
15 battalions.
My detailed information about us is rather outdated. That is, this was about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. Naturally, I won't disclose it, but I understand perfectly well that even back then, the situation was difficult. And to put it mildly, it differed significantly from the upbeat reports. But now it has changed, and changed sharply, not in our favor. So at the level of the top official, to put it mildly, is a lie. In the leadership's reports, this continues, develops, and exists at the appropriate level.
People are coming out with signs, recording video appeals. They don't have enough money for food. And
what do people have to cut back on the most?
On food.
On medicine?
Well, clothing, a ruble here and there. And of course, entertainment and leisure.
I've already stopped buying new clothes for my children because it's too expensive.
I wish I had more money for this category.
I'd like to go south for vacation, but that's where I have to save.
Sometimes, it feels like if you pay for a rental apartment, you almost have to steal a little just to buy something for yourself. Well, it's nothing terrible.
Well, for now I can't really save, well, including on clothes. Of course, I agree with everything. Of course, we have to stand up for Russia. And Russia is, of course, standing up for everything. Thank you to Vladimir Vladimirovich for everything. I agree with everything, so we'll go on.
As long as the fighting continues, as long as the special operation goes on, people endure. The closer peace gets, the more people will start voicing everything they've been holding in. And there's a lot they've been holding in, believe me.
People are protesting for the internet, for YouTube, Instagram, social networks, because Russia and the Kremlin are cutting off communication, the internet, turning Russia into a concentration camp.
Oh, it's a nightmare, really.
I really love these cheese flowers. They used to be 169, now they're 269. That's a 100 ruble increase, almost 60%.
Decent cucumbers are half 1,000. Since when did a cucumber and tomato salad become considered a delicacy here?
We've ended up in a situation where the war has dragged on to a very dangerous point. All the limits, as they say, all the time frames have been exhausted. The resilience of the economy has also been exhausted. It's creaking dangerously, not just in Ukraine. Right now, we need to achieve victory very quickly. That's what the Russian Federation needs to do to cope with all these challenges. But how do we do that? Are we winning?
The army of the Rashists is complaining they're being sent to die. Russian soldiers are openly saying that the command is lying. Assaults without support, tasks without meaning. They don't care about their people. They're simply being disposed of. This is no longer heroism. It's a meat grinder broadcast live, which even their own people have stopped justifying. Let's take a look.
I'm Morozov. He's Mikhailovich, 1. Born on May 5th, 2007, conscripted for military service on December 5th, 2005. Meet with which military commissariat was sent to the city of Ussurisk, Sibertsy, military unit 16,871. The trains were moving. Departure dates from December 8th, 2025 to December 15th, 2025. 2 agitators approached me. Without military ranks, they did not introduce themselves. They forced and pressured me to sign a contract, made me sign it, and threatened me. They harmed my health both morally and physically. For every refusal, they made me squat, twisted my arms. Unable to endure this physical abuse, I signed the contract. Lying on the floor,
and who live in ordinary houses, ordinary apartments, service housing, not like Timur Ivanov, not like Shoigu and his castles. It is exactly these people who sold out Russia, who sold out the army when it comes to communications. I wanted to say that chief communications officer is also sitting there, but it doesn't make any difference. We don't have radios, we don't have digital equipment, we don't have any of that. I've always wondered, how does Shoigu sleep? How do you, Sergei, how do you sleep after putting together such a team of professional thieves? You sleep, eat, drink, go for walks, seeing what losses we have, that we have no equipment.
Well, here's the news that Russia deserves. Cavalry charges. Cavalry, Carl. Yes, this is not a joke. Russian troops are attacking on horseback, and Ukrainian FPV drones are capturing it. This isn't even the 20th century anymore. It's just pure military degradation. What's next, really? It's a diagnosis. A diagnosis for the Russian regime. A diagnosis for the racists. A concentration camp. That means everything inside is already broken. Russia today is an army without people, a government without responsibility, regions without water, heat, or light, and a people without a future. The racists, and most dangerously for the Kremlin, it's no longer enemies but their own people saying this now. Perhaps a revolt in Russia is closer than ever. Friends, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and yes, leave a few comments in support of Ukraine. Ukraine will definitely win. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes.